Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're diving into AI-designed offices.
Ooh,
Yeah, pretty hot topic these days.
definitely.
We found this really interesting article all the way from Denmark,
Yeah.
and it dives into, the European perspective on AI and office spaces.
Yeah, well, I think it's interesting they frame it as like a way to make offices more human-centric.
Well, that's interesting.
Instead of like the whole replacing designers thing,
Yeah,
it's more about like making the office work for the people.
I like that. So it's kind of flipping the script.
Right.
Instead of, oh, the robots are taking over. It's like, no, the robots are here to make your life better at work.
Exactly. Exactly.
So let's dive into that a little bit. What are we
Mm.
talking about here? What does an AI designed office actually look like?
Okay. So picture this.
Okay.
You walk into the office and the lights adjust to like your preference.
Whoa, hold on.
The temperature is perfect, and it can even like direct you to a quiet spot if you need to focus.
That's insane. It's like my dream office,
Right.
but how does it get to that point? Is there like an office fairy godmother AI that just like knows everything?
Well, not quite a fairy godmother, but it's all about the data, right?
Oh, wow.
So algorithms are looking at tons of data about how people work, their preferences, even, their physical needs, and then it personalizes the whole experience.
So it's not just like, picking out nice furniture.
Yeah.
It's actually understanding how people are using the space
Yeah.
and then optimizing for, productivity, well-being, all those things.
And this isn't just like a theoretical thing, it's actually happening.
Really?
This article mentions Butler Technologies.
Okay.
They actually redesigned their own office using this AI.
What?
Yeah, and get this, they saw a 200% increase in people actually wanting to come into the office.
200.
200%.
Okay, something's working there. That's huge.
Huge.
So what do they do? Like spill the tea? What changes did they make?
Well, the article doesn't get into like specifics of the design,
Oh, what?
but it does talk about how important it is to understand like what each individual needs.
Right.
Maybe people wanted more natural light.
Right.
Or maybe the old layout was like terrible for collaboration, so
Mhm.
they used the data to figure out what wasn't working.
So it's like data-driven office design.
Data-driven, totally.
I love that it's not just, someone's idea of a perfect office that they're imposing on everyone.
Right.
It's actually figuring out what works for the people who are using it every day.
Yeah, and even bigger than that, AI can also, help design for a company culture, even visual appeal.
Right.
It can make the office really reflect the company's identity.
So it's like taking interior design to
Yeah,
a whole other
to a
level.
whole other level.
And I'm starting to see now how AI could actually make the design process more human,
Right.
not less.
Exactly.
It's like having, a brainy assistant who's crunching all this data and then giving you insights that as a human you might miss.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Speaking of insights, this article talks about something called adaptive workspaces.
Adaptive workspaces. Okay, I am intrigued.
Yeah.
Do the walls like move around or something? What are we talking about here?
Well, maybe not the walls, at least not yet.
Okay.
But imagine a meeting room that can sense if only one person's in there
Okay.
and then automatically becomes like a quiet zone.
Whoa. That's so cool. It's like the office is responding to you in real time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. AI and sensors, they can track how everything's being used.
Oh, wow.
And it can like change on the fly.
So it's perfect for like the way we work now.
Yeah.
Hybrid, people coming in and out,
Yeah.
needing different spaces.
It's like constantly evolving.
Yeah.
The office is alive.
That's amazing. Okay, I'm a little mind blown right now.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
This is wild. The article also mentioned a few AI software platforms. Like I think Aptura was one of them.
Mhm.
Smart Draw, Hyper. It just kind of threw the names out there.
Right.
But it didn't really explain what they do. So.
Okay, well, each one has its own like special skills.
Oh, okay.
Like Aptura is really good at space management.
Okay.
So it can help companies figure out the best way to lay out their offices based on like real-time data.
So like if your office is constantly doing musical chairs with desks,
Yeah.
Aptura can be like, here is the most efficient way to do it.
Exactly.
Okay, that's pretty cool. What about Smart Draw?
Okay, so Smart Draw is more about the visuals.
Okay.
It helps create floor plans, visualize different design ideas, even makes 3D models.
So for all those aspiring designers out there,
Yeah.
these platforms are like serious tools.
Yeah, they can handle all that like complex data stuff.
Yeah.
And that lets the human designers focus on the creative side.
So are we saying
Hmm.
human designers are going to be out of a job?
Mm.
Are we going to have robot-designed offices?
That's what people worry about.
Yeah.
But really, AI is just a tool. It's not replacing human creativity. It's just giving them more to work with.
So it's more of a collaboration.
It's a partnership, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. AI is your design buddy.
Exactly.
That's a good way to think about it, yeah.
And that's something to remember as we, keep exploring the future of AI in design.
Okay, well, this has been a lot to unpack already, and we're just getting started. We've just scratched the surface of AI-designed offices.
We've only just begun.
And we've got so much more to dive into, so stay tuned.
It really does change how we think about offices,
Yeah, it's a whole new world.
But I'm curious, what are your thoughts so far? Anything really standing out to you?
I think the idea of personalization is super cool.
Yeah.
Like my workspace adapting to me throughout the day.
Yeah.
That's just like mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
But I can't help but wonder,
Yeah.
where's the line between, personalization
Right.
and feeling like I'm being monitored?
Oh, yeah, that's a great point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Data privacy is a big concern.
For sure.
And I think companies really have to be open about what data they're using.
Totally.
And how they're using it.
Transparency is key.
Yeah. It can't feel like Big Brother's watching you.
Exactly. Nobody wants to feel like they're in some dystopian office.
Right. For sure.
But, shifting gears a little.
Okay.
I'm also curious about AI's limits,
Yeah.
Can it really understand all those subtle things about human interaction and creativity?
Well, that's where, the human designers come in.
Okay.
AI is great at processing all that data, seeing patterns we might miss.
Right.
But it can't replace human intuition and creativity.
It's that human touch.
Yeah.
Like you can't program that.
Exactly.
So it's about giving designers these new tools.
Right.
Not replacing them altogether.
It's like AI is your design partner.
I like that.
Helping you explore new ideas.
Yeah.
Pushing the boundaries a little bit.
That makes a lot of sense.
And, going back to what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
About adaptive workspaces.
Oh, right. Yeah. Tell me more about that.
So think about it.
Right.
Let's say a team's brainstorming.
Okay.
AI could sense that and adjust the lighting to boost creativity.
Whoa.
Or even, put relevant info up on screens.
So it's like the office is anticipating your needs.
Totally. It's making things smoother.
Wow.
More responsive.
Yeah, it's like we're moving away from that old static office
Exactly.
towards something way more dynamic.
The future of work right there.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. But all this tech, all these sensors, the AI,
Yeah.
it can't be cheap.
That's true. The upfront costs can be a lot.
Yeah.
But you have to think long-term.
Okay.
More productivity, happier employees.
Right.
It can actually save money down the line.
So it's an investment.
Exactly. An investment in the future of work.
Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive so far.
It has.
It's clear that AI is going to completely change offices as we know them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But before we wrap up, I have one more question.
Okay.
What does all this mean for the average person who works in an office every day?
That's a great question to end on, and luckily we have one last part to really dig into that.
Okay, so we're back and ready to wrap up this deep dive into AI and the future of offices. Last we left off, we were talking about how all of this actually affects the everyday worker. So what kind of changes are we talking about? What can people expect to see in their workspaces?
Well, I think one big change will be saying goodbye to assigned desks.
Oh, really? So no more fighting over the window seat.
Exactly. AI can manage the space and make it way more flexible.
So it's like a free-for-all every day.
Not exactly. It's more like you can choose the best workspace for what you need to do that day, or even that hour. Need quiet. AI can find you a pod, want to collaborate. It can direct you to where your team's working.
Wow, that is different. But what about the other parts of work? Like, will AI change how we do meetings?
Oh, definitely. Think about how annoying it is to book meeting rooms now. AI can handle all of that.
Really? Like, it can actually book the right room?
Yeah. It looks at your schedule, figures out what you need, even how many people will be there. No more double booking.
Okay, I'm sold on that one. But can it make the meetings themselves better? Because some meetings are just a waste of time, let's be honest.
Well, AI can take notes for you during the meeting.
Oh, nice.
It can even figure out what the main action items are. And it can tell if people are actually engaged or if the meeting's going off track.
So AI is like the meeting police, keeping everyone focused.
Yeah, kind of. You just make sure everyone's using their time well.
I like it. So it sounds like AI can do a lot to make work better.
And don't forget about well-being. Imagine getting a notification to take a break,
Oh, yeah.
or even doing a quick meditation, all based on how stressed you are that day.
The office actually caring about my mental health. That's wild. But, all this personalization.
All this data, could it make people feel isolated or competitive with each other? That's a good point. Companies will have to be careful about that. They can't forget about building a community in the office, even with all the personalization.
It's like finding that balance. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
AI should help everyone succeed, both individually and as a team.
Well, this has been an amazing look at the future of offices.
It really has.
AI is going to change things in ways we can't even imagine yet.
For sure, it's an exciting time.
Before we go, I just want to leave everyone with this. We've talked about the good and the bad.
Right.
But how AI changes the office is really up to us. We need to make sure it's not just about efficiency.
Yeah.
It's got to be about making workspaces inspiring, welcoming, and truly human. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive. See you next time.